Hello everyone, Dell here. I just want to give you a quick tour of the sculpture studio so when you come in for your first in-person class this week, you know where everything is. The sculpture studio, as I've told you, is located way on the south end of campus. I'm going to turn my camera around here. So you see the San Francisco peaks and walk up Sky Dome there at the bottom of this drive. The driveway is located basically across from that bus stop that's on Pine Knoll Drive. So if you know where that is, head up the hill and you will see this building here that looks kind of like a pole barn. There's some sculptures outside, that big cat power trailer, more sculptures, and then the door and the garage door and the sculpture yard fence. So when you come in, go right in the door and voila, you have the sculpture studio. Some key places that you're going to need to know in here. We have work tables spaced throughout the studio. You will basically have a spot that you choose for yourself this semester that you're going to hang out and do all of your work. You will see that there are metal plates on the table. If you've watched my welding video already, or when you do watch that welding video, I make mention of welding on top of bricks. Brian Painter has actually brought in these heavy-duty steel plates for you to work on instead, which is going to be a little bit easier for you. So you want to pick a slot, buy one of these steel plates, and also buy one of the oxyacetylene tanks that you see sitting around. You'll see the main door there that I just came through. As you come in, if you turn to the right, you'll see that there is a sink over here, so you can always wash your hands. This is where we keep our disinfectant. You'll be disinfecting all the tools that you use with these bottles that say lemon quat on them, which by the way is a terrible name for a cleaning product. Come over here, there's an eye wash station, and then there are several tool cabinets. The ones that you'll be mostly using at the beginning of the semester are here. You see some tape measures and some hammers and some bolt cutters and other things like that. But there are additional tools in these other cabinets as well. Going back towards the doorway, on the other side of the studio, you should see that there's a door to the outside. So I'll walk you towards that. Sculpture has an entire yard associated with it, so a whole bunch of a space for us to do outdoor things. Near the door, you see this funny container here. It's got a bunch of welding rod in it. That will make sense to you after you watch the video on welding technique, what that is for. And then if you go outside, you see that there are a whole bunch of tools out here. This is our foundry. We'll be using that later in the semester to do aluminum casting, a bunch of storage area in the yard, and then to the left there is a rack of metal that we will be using to make our initial sculptures. You'll be using the metal on the second rack from the bottom. So that's our outdoor sculpture yard, and if I go up here around the corner, see we have an air compressor. We'll be using that in the later in the semester to do some plasma cutting. And then you see the exit to the yard over there. Okay, so you have access to this sculpture yard in addition to the main studio. It's nice outside. You're always welcome to be out here working. And then again, back into the main studio. It's quite a large space, so we will be able to spread out at least 6 feet apart, probably more than that even as the semester progresses. A couple other very important places I want to show you. Here in the center of the room, you see these storage shelves. We will be using these to store projects in progress. We also have a number of banks of lockers around the side of the room. When you come in for your first class, you will be assigned a locker in conjunction with another student who is on the opposite day. So if you're on Monday, you'll be paired with a Wednesday student and vice versa, and we'll just be putting blue tape here on the wall or on the locker so that we know which one is yours. Then finally, if you go through this door next to the lockers, ceramic shell room, which we won't be using in our class so much. My office and Brian's office if you never ever need to find us. Some more lockers and some advanced student studio space. And then finally, perhaps the most important thing, here's the bathroom back here. So if you need to find the bathroom, you're going to go through the double doors at the end of the studio and walk around the corner, and that's where the bathroom is. So that's the studio space. When you come in next week, be sure to be wearing appropriate safety clothing. So of course you'll have your mask, a long sleeve natural fiber shirt, long pants that are of a natural fiber, closed-toed shoes, and you need your number 5 welding glasses and your welding gloves. Clear safety glasses, also a great thing to have. You will also need to have a Sharpie, as you will be using that during our first class. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in person soon.